Yo, what's up everyone? Today I want to talk about how to change your string. And so there are going to be a few things that you need to change your string. Obviously you're going to need a spare string, you're going to need a marker, you're going to need some wood blocks, you're going to need one of these rulers. A regular one will do, but I think these are designed for kyudo. And you're going to need some of this hair looking stuff that should come with your string. You might need a razor blade, but you may not. So what you want to start by doing is taking the red end of the string and loosening it up. Right, so usually it's got like a natural curve to it, and you kind of want to bend it the other way to loosen it up a little bit. You want to bend it up, make it so it's really softened up a little bit, because they start off really stiff like this, and you can just kind of loosen it up like this. Okay, and once you have it loosened up and it's all loosey-goosey like this, you're going to want to do a pretty specific knot. So you're probably going to want to come back over here for a second. So over, under, and tighten it up. And pull down nice and hard. And then under. And through one more time. And pull. There you go. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to test it out a little bit. So you're going to essentially test the distance that the string is set from your grip. So I may have made mine much too loose. So you don't want the string touching the bow here. You're gonna get an eye for it the more you do it, but you're gonna want it off the bow around like that. If it's too far, it's too tight. If it's too close, it's too loose. And you're gonna want the distance from here to here to be about 15 centimeters. So this right now is far too short. It's about 13 centimeters. So I have to make an adjustment. So if you need to make an adjustment, it's pretty simple. You just undo it a little bit. Make sure it's still nice and loose. If you need it a little bit more, tighter, you just move it down and tighten it up. You don't want the loop to be too big. If it's too loose on the end there, it's too big. It should fit nice and snug around the top there. So I'm going to do my knot one more time. Okay, so something you want to pay attention to when you're stringing up your bow. Here, come here. When you put the red end on, you want the wrapped part on the right-hand side. And that the braid does not go along the back. If it's wrapped too many times and it goes along the back, your string is going to loosen more and more and more over time. But if it's just like this, and this meets the edge here, you're in good shape. You want the white end, the wrapped part of the white end, on the left-hand side. You want to make sure they're opposite each other. So that's really important. And you measure, and it's about 15 centimeters. That's perfect. Then you're ready to wrap your string. And this is the biggest pain of the entire process. You want to use your handy dandy ruler. Measure to the top of the grip here. And you're going to make some marks. So you're going to make a mark about 1 centimeter above. Some people do 2 centimeters above. I don't find that to be really necessary. You're going to make a mark where your arrow is going to go. And I also like to make a mark a little bit down below where I want it to end. You don't need it to go too far down. You don't, but if it's too short, then your string runs the risk of breaking because that's where your glove's gonna go. So I have my marks. And what I want to do now is get a little messy. So we're going to use, we use just regular old like dollar store glue. It works just fine. You're going to want to apply some glue. You don't need too much, but you're going to need this hair and glue. That's what you got. So you apply some glue, a couple little dots. I'm running low. All the way down. All the way up, all the way down. Okay? I usually have a piece of paper here that I can wipe my hands on, but then we're gonna take some of this hair. You get a feel for how much you need over time. If you use too much, it's gonna be too fat. If you use too little, your arrow might fall. But I'm gonna use about maybe this much. Okay? Now, what we want to do is up at your top mark. I know it gets a little hard to see. Up at your top mark. There it is. You wrap down and over to get it to stay once. And then with your tail here, you're going to just wrap it all the way down to your second mark-ish, around your second mark, okay? A little bit further is okay. Okay, now, with your other side, you're going to wrap it the opposite direction. You're going to seal this nice and tight. Okay? And you want to make it so this hair stays pretty flat as you're wrapping it. Okay? So, all the way down. See, I'm going to cover up all this stuff from before. Now, at my second mark here, I'm going to wrap it a couple extra times. So there's a little ball here to stop my arrow. Okay? And then I'm going to keep on going. Sound good? Oof. Around and around and around and around and around until you get to around your bottom mark. Okay, then you're going to take either scissors or an X-Acto. You're going to cut the excess. Now what I like to do, this might just be me, see all this hair sticking off the edge? I like to get another good little layer of glue. Now we use our wooden blocks. So when you use your wooden blocks, you've got some glue on here. You're going to want to go in that direction all the way from top to bottom. And you're going to want to go in the direction that you wrapped the main long piece of hair. Okay, so you can hold the bow between your knees and whoops, and it's going to sort of fuse with the glue to the string. And you want to measure and mark where you're going to knock your arrows. So, and the last thing I want to do, usually I would let it dry a little bit before I test, but I just want to make sure. I'm going to test it out. So, when we test it out, what we want to do is we make sure that it's not too tight, it's not too fat around. If it's too fat and you're struggling to knock the arrow, then it will cause problems in the end. It will be harder to shoot. Sometimes the arrow won't come unknocked when you shoot. It's a full lot of problems. You're looking for a little tiny satisfying click. So a quick and easy way, it's a little bit too fat. So what I'm gonna do is just let it dry. Because right now, it's all sticky, it's all gluey. Once it dries, it's gonna shrink up a little bit and dry out a little bit. It'll be easier to knock. So, again, what you're looking for is something along the lines of that.